Have you noticed that the most exhausting part of dating isn't always giving too much? Sometimes, it's performing too much.
Exactly. You meet someone new, and suddenly you're in a job interview for the role of emotionally healthy partner.
You try to be funny, but not attention-seeking. Interested, but not needy. Honest, but never inconvenient.
And calm. Always calm. Even when you've had a terrible day and your brain feels like it has 12 tabs open.
So, maybe you're not waiting for some perfect romance. Maybe you're waiting for one place where you can finally stop performing.
Think about a normal Tuesday. You spend the whole day being competent at work. You answer messages politely. You laugh at the right moments.
Then you go on a date, and instead of resting, you begin a second shift.
You tell the polished version of your life. The version with ambition, hobbies, emotional intelligence, and a reasonable sleep schedule.
Meanwhile, the real version of you wants to say, I'm tired. I don't have a clever story tonight. Can we just sit here for a minute?
But silence feels risky when you barely know someone. You worry they will call it awkward, boring, or a lack of chemistry.
That's why modern dating can feel less like intimacy and more like personal branding.
We choose photos that say attractive but effortless. We write messages that say interested but independent. We wait before replying so our feelings look well managed.
And none of those choices make us fake people. Most of the time, we're just protecting ourselves.
Right. Performance is often a safety strategy. If I show you only my best parts, maybe you won't reject the rest of me.
The problem is, if someone likes the performance, you still don't know whether they would like you.
So even when the date goes well, you can walk home feeling strangely lonely.
There is another kind of loneliness people don't talk about enough, being with someone while constantly editing yourself.
You delete the message that sounds too excited. You swallow the question that might sound insecure. You turn a real need into a joke.
You say, no pressure, when there is pressure. You say, it's fine, when you actually need clarity.
Then you call the relationship easy, but only because one person is carrying all the difficulty privately.
That kind of connection can look peaceful from the outside and still feel exhausting on the inside.
So what does it mean to stop performing? It doesn't mean dumping every emotion on someone the moment you meet.
And it doesn't mean making no effort. Care still takes effort. Communication still takes effort.
The difference is that effort moves the relationship forward. Performance keeps you acceptable.
Effort says, I want to understand you. Performance says, I need to control what you think of me.
That's such an important difference. One creates closeness. The other creates anxiety.
A safe relationship isn't one where you never feel nervous. It's one where nervousness doesn't disqualify you.
You can say, I don't know what to talk about tonight, without feeling like you failed the date.
You can admit, I need reassurance, without turning it into a test or pretending you don't care.
You can have different moods without treating every quiet evening as evidence that the relationship is dying.
Sometimes love looks surprisingly ordinary. Two people eating takeout, both tired, neither trying to be fascinating.
And somehow, that ordinary moment feels more intimate than the expensive dinner where both people were performing confidence.
But here's the uncomfortable part. If you're used to earning affection, calm can feel confusing.
Maybe you grew up being praised for being useful, easy, mature, or low maintenance.
Then being loved without producing something can feel almost suspicious.
You might even mistake emotional uncertainty for chemistry, because uncertainty gives you a familiar job. Prove your value.
And when someone is clear, kind, and available, there is no audition to win. That can feel less exciting at first.
Not because healthy love is boring, but because your nervous system may be more familiar with chasing than receiving.
So how do you know whether a connection gives you room to be real? Pay attention to who you become around that person.
After spending time with them, do you feel expanded or evaluated? Do you feel understood or reviewed?
Can you disagree without immediately preparing for abandonment? Can you take a little space without creating a punishment?
Can you say what you need in a direct sentence? Or do you have to hide it inside sarcasm, hints, and strategic silence?
These questions don't give you a perfect score for a relationship. They simply show you how much of yourself is allowed in the room.
And you have a role in this too. Sometimes the other person isn't demanding a performance. We bring the stage with us.
We assume silence will be judged, so we fill it. We assume a need will be rejected, so we hide it before anyone gets the chance to respond.
A small experiment is to become 5% more honest. Not dramatically exposed, just slightly less edited.
Say, I'm quiet tonight because I'm tired, not because I'm upset with you.
Or say, I like you, and uncertainty is hard for me. I'd rather know what we're building.
Then watch what happens. A good connection may not respond perfectly, but it will make room for the truth.
Maybe the question isn't, how do I become lovable enough for the right person?
Maybe it's, where do I feel safe enough to be a full person?
Not impressive every night. Not endlessly positive. Not perfectly healed.
Just honest, responsible, sometimes quiet, sometimes uncertain, and still worthy of being met with care.
Because the deepest relief in love isn't finally being chosen for your performance.
It's realizing the performance is no longer required.
So tell us in the comments, around the people you love, do you feel rested, or do you still feel like you're on stage?